that out. In the meantime, hello everyone. Welcome to Joystiq Streams. It's 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. My name is Anthony John Agnello, Joystiq Community Manager, and joining me today is Mr. Ludwig Kietzmann. Hello, Luddy.
Hi, how's it going?
Ludwig is playing Forza Horizon 2 on his Xbox. And he is doing his best Jason Statham imitation at this exact moment. The trunk is filled with guns and mobsters' daughters that he's trying to protect. None of what I just said is true. But this is indeed Forza Horizon 2 for Xbox One, which is out next Tuesday. And Ludwig delivered his 4-star review of Forza Horizon 2 on Joystiq today. So, Luddy, 4 stars. That's very warm. That's a loving score.
That is, I really enjoyed the game. I think... So, I was thinking about this a lot. I've been playing a lot of racing games. I played many hours of Forza Motorsport 5. I really enjoy circuit racing games, but I was thinking there's only so many times you can go around a bend before you start going mad. Like, there's only so much... I mean, the racing games, they really focus on making the cars look good, and like there's more tracks, and it seems very much going down into the details. And what I like about these more modern racing games is that they try to simulate things that are not easy to simulate, things that aren't just, recreating a car on a track, things that involve...
Ludwig, those police noises are not in the game. Those are real.
They're coming for you.
Those are real.
Coming for you. But I like the attempt to capture what it feels like to drive, what makes it fun, what it feels like to drive down a road and have the right song come on the radio, and I feel this game is especially good at that because it has this open world. So moving into and out of races is very easy, but it also means that you can play the game based on your mood. Like if you just feel like driving from one end of the map to the other, just enjoying the driving, you can do that. Oh, I just crashed.
That's the thing that always sort of has kept me.
Or if I feel competitive, then I'll just go do that. If I feel like off-road racing, I can do that because this game, it's open world not just because there's a huge network of tracks available to you. You can, for the most part, drive off the road whenever you want. You can do anything if you wanted to. I'm in a more urban environment right now, so that's hard to show. Oh, it's raining. That's awesome. Love driving in the rain, especially from the first-person view. I'll switch to the third-person view to show off the car when we do a road trip. But for now, I'm just driving because it's fun to drive.
This is something that's always sort of kept me as a player on the outside of the Forza Motorsport.
Look at how awesome this is now. Now it's nighttime, and it's raining, and we're in. I think we're in Italy right now.
Yeah, I've never really gotten into Forza Motorsport or Gran Turismo because it doesn't. Those games, like as lovingly as they recreate these cars and the weight of them and the feel of them and the way they behave on a road and how they simulate the interaction between driver and car, they don't really capture what it is I like about driving in real life, which is that just sort of go anywhere feeling. I love the fantasy of being in a crazy car. I remember the very first time I sat down with the developers of Forza Horizon was when they were showing off the first game, and I looked at them and I was like, do you guys have Triumphs in here? Like, can I get a Triumph TR6 and just drive across Colorado? And they were like, maybe. And I was like, ooh, that's it. That's exactly what I want. And I'm curious how the structure of Forza Horizon 2 sort of lets you embrace that beyond just being like, oh, go do whatever you want. Like, what are the road trips like in this?
So I think it has a really beautiful balance of aimlessness and direction. So I'm looking at the map right now, and as you can see, you've got, I think it's southern France, and then over here we've got southern Italy, which extends into the coast. So there are various hubs right around the map. When you go to a hub, you usually buy a car based on how much money you've earned on previous races. You purchase a car, and the game will give you a championship, usually out of 3 to 4 tracks, in the area that you're in. It'll compose that championship for you, and you will compete in that class of vehicle. Then you do a road trip to the next hub, and then you do the same thing with a different car. So you usually select the car, you do the road trip with it so you get a handle on it, so you get a feel for it, and then you compete in multiple championships, you win that championship, change the car, road trip to the next place. And that's all you have to do if you want to. There are lots of hidden objects and there are cars to find in this game. There are special showcase events, but I really like that loop of intense racing followed by, just calmly driving to the next venue, enjoying the location. So I'm going to drive to the central location here, which is where you usually start your road trips from. And it's pretty far, but I am driving a Bugatti Veyron, so I should be able to get there quite quickly. I never ever used the fast travel
That's
while I was
awesome.
reading the game because it was so fun just driving around. Like it's awesome. I also like the connect feature of just speaking to your GPS to figure out where to go next.
Luddy, Zero Kef.
So I'm gonna switch to third person view here just because I think
people want to see the cars.
some car action. This may result in more accidents because I'm very used to first person view.
Zero Kef has said on the subject of off-roading, aside from the very fun drive everywhere kind of events in the demo, is there much in the way of more structured rally racing or driving?
Yes, there are. So there are like things that resemble hill climbs. There are cross-country races, which feel very much in the line with the Colin McRae games or Dirt. Even I think that there's a little bit of DNA shared with Rally Sport Challenge, which was developed by DICE before they became a Battlefield.
So Single and Lovin' It sort of has a...
Oh, I just see, I'm just pulling off here so that I can smash an XP board. These are hidden boards featuring the face of the annoying announcer in the game, which I love, so that I can just drive through his face and earn some experience.
Single and Lovin' It has a sort of follow-up question. Are there rally cars, or is that an extra cost? Because...
No extra cost, and there are plenty of rally cars. There you have the Subaru WRX. You have cars like the Supra. There's a good selection of rally cars and SUVs. When I get to the garage, I'll show off some of the cars that I have, and you'll see I have a pretty big variety. Just that I earned by virtue of attending various championships.
At the roundabout, take the
Also,
exit.
pro tip: roundabouts, just do this. Just drive right through them. Screw roundabouts. See, I'm just going off road. Doesn't matter.
Jivo Lozen, can you have Fast and the Furious theme stickers on your cars? Can't you? So, yeah.
You can design decals and vinyls with the art tool. It's the same art tool that they've used for
all
multiple
the
Forza games. It's incredible. And you can share it online. You can download other people's designs. You can vote on them, narrowly avoiding an accident there.
Got
So you have these skill chains that unlock perks for you if you drive skillfully. It's kind of like the kudos system in Project Gotham. You get them for near misses and drifting and e-brake turns, things like that. But if you crash, or if you use the reverse function, the time travel function, you lose that chain that you've built up. So there's a fun balance of risk and reward there.
Killstream,
I'm gonna back up because I ruined my windshield.
Question here, Luddy.
Okay.
What stopped you from giving the game a 5 out of 5? And that is a tough thing to answer a lot of the time, because you can love a game and still not think it deserves a perfect score. But
right. So I mean, the way that we've set up our review system, which is based on whether or not you should invest your time to play this game, is it worth the experience? And for me, 4 stars is you have to like this kind of game at least a little bit, but then you must play it. 5 stars for me is no matter who you are, if you like games, you must play this game. And I think because this game is still very car-centric, because of it has an attitude in the sense that it's very reverent and, it reveres racing, it reveres the cars, it wants to celebrate the fun of driving. I think if you do not have that in you, you will be less interested in it. I think it's an exceptionally well-designed game, even outside of the stuff that doesn't involve racing, but again, you have to at least like driving, because the game is best if you enjoy driving, and that's what's fun about it, is just the driving. If you do not like driving, I'm not sure I could say, well, here's a 5-star game. You'll definitely love it. I don't think I could make that claim.
Another question here from Zero Kef, which I think is a very good one for people curious about the finished version of the game that we're playing right now rather than the demo, does the world actually feel significantly bigger than Horizon 1? And I really liked Forza Horizon 1, but even, like, though I knew that the world was physically bigger, it didn't feel as vast as even older open-world driving games. Like, it didn't feel as vast as Burnout Paradise to me.
Right. It feels bigger to me. I think it has more interesting variety because of the different little towns. Like there's like a really sort of old castle town, and there are more modern towns to go through, and you have these areas where it's just vineyards and fir trees. There are flatter areas. I think the variety makes it feel a lot bigger, and it feels much more coherent too. Like the loading times, they did a good job with adding all that stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna drive into the garage here and pick a. So this is basically the loop of the game. Is you will come to an area like this, and you will pick a car, and you will start a road trip. So if I pull up to.
You have arrived at your destination.
Where do I want to? Maybe I'm already doing a road trip. I can't remember. Either way, I think I want an off-road vehicle. The Veyron is nice, but it doesn't do the best over hills and valleys.
Another pretty specific question here from Johnny Delight, and I actually think it's an interesting one because, you know, Forza Horizon is not done by Turn 10, the core Forza team, correct?
Yes, it's done by Playground. Oh, it's my Gold Bentley.
Gold Bentley! But Johnny Delay, like, I know that, like, since it isn't Turn 10 is always very, very focused on the fun of tinkering with your vehicle. But tinkering with your vehicle is a process in real life and in games that is very much focused on circuit driving. And Johnny Delight says, because of the lack of traditional tracks, does spending time tuning your car make much of a difference?
It does, but, I mean, honestly, I'm not someone who tries to go too deeply into that. I think they do a good job of just letting you automatically do that stuff if you want to. But yes, it does make a difference. Like, it's still... You still have to apply your sim training, as it were, when you're driving. Because there are still a lot of circuit races in the game. Where, you know, acceleration and sticking to the racing line and proper braking is pretty important. That stuff definitely makes a difference, but I think it's easier to recover from mistakes because of the off-roading aspect. It doesn't feel as strict or as museum-y as Forza Motorsport.
That makes perfect sense, and like...
So here's my awful Gold Bentley, but...
Gold Bentley.
So let me see if I can speak to the GPS. Let me see if that works so that I can continue my road trip. Anna's
the name of the GPS?
Continue road trip.
No problem. Setting your route to the road.
You can also just ask her what should I do, and then she'll just recommend an activity.
It's not Cortana. God, that is a gaudy vehicle.
Right.
I know, isn't it great? Isn't it the best?
Screensaver 24 says, that reflective paint, my eyes. Indeed. My God. It is like the ugliest Hot Wheels ever made. Look at that thing. How does it feel? How does that Bentley feel?
This one drives really well, actually. I like it a lot. It feels luxurious, but it still controls like a boat. It has a nice heft to it.
So I keep waiting.
A Hugh Hefner.
I keep waiting for the day that Forza adds my two dream cars. What I want more than anything is a '69 MG Midget. Like, let me take that little real-world Matchbox vehicle on these back roads, because that would be amazing. And I would also love to see a '73 Gremlin.
I would like to see a day.
Yeah!
Oh no. I really
Oh no.
Gonna have to try that turn again.
Uh,
No.
Frex
Whatever.
2000 says, how far through the game is this? You've clocked a ton of time in this game, haven't you, Ludwig?
Yeah, I've already completed all the single player championships.
You have
I'm basically
arrived
doing
at your
post-game
destination.
content at this point, and I'm level 62 in the game. So I guess this is after you've put in probably at least a good 15 hours or so. Then you'll get to the post-game stuff. So now I hit continue road trip. Where do I want to go? Let's have the chat tell us.
Yeah, chat. Where do you want? Well,
I can tell you Castelletto is a beautiful beachside or oceanside city. I think we're
there are a
actually
lot
in
of
it right
car
now.
demands.
Nice is really cool.
The chat is demanding the Hemikuda. The
what?
Hemi. Am I pronouncing this correctly? I'm probably not. I don't pronounce anything correctly.
You don't pronounce.
Oh, we've got
anything.
a request for Saint Martin, a request for San Giovanni, and multiple votes for Nice.
Alright, so I think we should go to Nice. So when you open up Nice, it recommends 3 types of championships for you. But you can just pick any if you want, it doesn't matter. And each championship is tied to a specific class of cars. So we've got Retro Saloons, American Racers, or Retro Supercars, and it'll tell you whether or not you can afford a car in that class if you don't have one in your garage. Here are all the championship groups that we have. I think right now I'm driving a GT. I don't know if I've completed... This one I've won. There's another Super GT Championship. Let's see. Okay, so I'll switch to the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG for this.
Luddy, what do you... I know that you enjoy driving games. What is your preferred way to play a driving game? Do you like a wheel setup? I don't either.
No, I find controllers more comfortable. Okay, so we're doing a road trip now,
100 meters.
and I've already messed up by turning into a fence.
So why don't you like a wheel?
I don't know. To me, it feels like it is making it less realistic in some ways, because I feel like the experience of driving with a game wheel is not. It reminds me of driving with a real car, but it's not right. You know, it's not exactly the same.
It causes more cognitive dissonance.
It's like an uncanny valley
very
effect.
much so.
In some ways, the closer you get to truly simulating driving, the faker.
Now, I've never done. I know that there are those setups that some people have for Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo, where there are like the multiple displays that you can have wrapped around, so that you can actually simulate peripheral vision. Because, like, when I'm sitting with a wheel and pedals, but there's no peripheral vision, or I'm not sitting at a ridiculous arcade cabinet, like for Cruisin' USA or something, it doesn't feel right. Like that, it's that dead-on view, coupled with that...
So, while we're doing this drive, just imagine that The Mother We Share by Churches is playing on the radio. Because we can't have the radio on because of copyright claims, but the radio makes a big difference in this game. It gives the game it gives it more personality and atmosphere, essentially. And why am I driving so terribly right now? Oh my goodness.
I like that they dropped the conceit.
I have to go back to this view. I feel like this view is it just makes you feel more grounded in the world, and like you're someone in a car and know that you are a car.
Oh, Single and Lovin' It says, you need an Oculus Rift. I've played Elite Dangerous with the development kit too, and a flight stick setup, and it feels so right. I don't know.
That sounds awesome. I have a DK2.
Is there a driving game that supports the Rift at this point?
I've definitely seen a demo for a racing game, but I honestly don't recall
the demo I tried for Project Morpheus at this past E3 was a luge that is actually on a road, but...
So you're about to see me go off the road and how it's pretty awesome, because your view goes crazy. Because the game simulates all the bumps in the road.
Oh god. Oh god. It's all going wrong. Are these other players that are playing?
These are their drivatars. And you get to see what their level is in the game. But they're not real time. I mean, you can have real time road trips, but right now we're playing.
The concept of the drivatar, I think, is ingenious. I think it is one of the best uses of the technology you have.
But as I said in my review, it can lead to chaos because the way that you drive in an open world game is completely insane. It's not not normal. It's super hostile. You paid no attention to anything. Oh, I just got the trash man skill, which is just driving through trash cans, basically. See, like, you get points for hitting things. Like, you don't... It's not so strict as to, you know, punish you for making small mistakes. I really am so much worse with the third person.
Everybody that's just going around in a nice little compact car doing their daily errands has a psychotic in a Mercedes.
There's just this roving band of sports cars.
Yeah, you definitely seem to do much, much better in cockpit view. Do you ever see yourself? You do.
Yes. You're a generic white guy.
So it's not like in Ubisoft's Ubisoft's The Crew. Ubisoft. It's not like in The Crew where like you're hipster Sam Fisher.
In 400 meters,
right.
Turn left.
You're just like, you look like a, I mean, you really are totally generic.
You look like a Ken doll is what you're saying?
Turn left.
Oh, I want to make sure I have this name right. Caustic Chris wants to know, are the championship races all against AI or other users?
They're against other AI, but you can set up races. You can go to car meets and set up races with other users. Oh, I'm supposed to drive in here. Let's make a UE.
Ludwig, there is no like central conceit this time, like the music festival, right?
It is. No, it is still a festival. It's the Horizon Festival. Yes, I get the sense that it's some kind of all-night rave. You have to wear a tank top to it.
Forza Horizon 3 should be like Lilith Fair, just go in like the complete opposite direction.
You're a lucky guy to have a car for this one.
Coming holiday 2K18 to Xbox One. Forza Horizon 3 with Katie Lang.
So, see, once you hit your destination and you get there, then you start doing your championships. And I can choose from one of these 4 championships. Let's see the Shoreline Sprint. You can fast travel to these locations, but, I mean, to me that's like jumping between the cutscenes in a video game. Also, I just leveled up and I get a wheel spin and I get a free prize.
Free prize, free prize. Ludwig, what is your favorite open world racing game of all time?
Oh, that's a tough question. Well, I really enjoyed Need for Speed Rivals.
Need for Speed Rivals is a cool game. It's an underrated game, I think.
Right.
I don't know. It might be. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. I feel like this one is. It did so many things the right way. I mean, how many open world racing games can you think of? Like, isn't this like a relatively new
I would say that
in the
like,
racing
for
genre?
something that really was only founded in. I mean, like there are some people that would count Grand Theft Auto 3 and on, but I don't.
You have arrived.
Yeah, I don't really consider
they're
those
not really racing games. They're not like focused around the car. So I guess if we talk about Burnout Paradise as sort of being your mitochondrial Eve for the open world racer, you know, we're talking about a 6-year window where there's been, you know, there's been Burnout Paradise, there's been Need for Speed Most Wanted and Rivals and Forza Horizon 1 and 2. The Crew is coming up, and I'm fascinated by The Crew because it's doing something that is very different than what Forza Horizon 2 or the Criterion model have done, which is a far bigger scale of open world, and trying to do story, which I think is just folly.
Yeah, it's like, why bother? Why do it? So here I'm in the difficulty setting. So like the other Forza games, you can change the degree to which the game is, simi. So I have a bunch of assists turned off, and I have the driver difficulty bumped up, and that gives you a bonus at the end of the race. So like if you bump it up, you get more money when you win. But it does make the game pretty hard. Highly skilled level is definitely tough.
Faux Ben, what about Streets of SimCity? I don't know what the Streets of SimCity is. Is that a real thing?
Cutting the corner.
See,
like, so this packed racing is especially great in the first person.
Yeah,
I think.
and like it's weird. Some of these races that you've done, like these legit street races, give me a very real feel of classic Ridge Racer, like Rage Racer era Ridge Racer, where you're sort of packed into a city street and hugging these really, really tight corners. But obviously, Forza is a very...
See, so there's not much off-roading here at all. Like this is very much a circuit race, but this is a point-to-point race also.
Oh, faux Ben. Streets of SimCity was a driving game where you could import your SimCity cities and drive around them. That sounds awesome.
Wow, it sounds... yeah. Oh, sorry. I ruined someone's very nice arrangement.
Stubbsy, Need for Speed Underground 2, all about Snoop Dogg and Doors remix. Yeah, absolutely. I think the other reason that I am very much infatuated with Forza Horizon 2, even though I haven't played it yet at this point, is I haven't played a racing game that I've really loved in a long time.
Just screwed up. Also, the rewind function is the greatest thing to ever happen to racing games.
Yes, absolutely.
It also makes me think that I make exactly the same mistake. It's awesome. Completely losing control of my car. See, it is very simmy. Like, if you spin your wheels and start turning wildly, bad things will happen to you. Bad things. This time I will attempt to brake. There we go.
Bloody, do you go in for Gran Turismo?
Sometimes. I don't know why, but Gran Turismo always feels super dry to me. It feels like everything is on loan from a museum.
Yes, please don't try to mess anything up while you're in here.
Like, I prefer games that have a little bit of a harder edge, and I think this is why I like Forza Horizon so much. You know, my favorite racing game is probably Split Second.
I was just about to bring Split Second up. That is a great game. I only just played it for the first time this year. Very good game. Very different sort of racing.
Really exciting.
I don't know. This is something everyone in the chat might know about. Split Second was developed by Black Rock Studios, came out in 2010, published by Disney Interactive before Disney Interactive decided to really, really cut back hard on its presence in the industry. And Black Rock Studio made a driving game that was sort of like... God, it's not like Stunt Driver or any... It's most similar to something like Ridge Racer. But it's combative. So when you're going through levels, you blow things up.
Also, check out this nice interface. It's nice.
Yeah, it's very clean.
It's nice.
Yeah, a lot of love for Split Second in the chat. A lot of love. Sirius 654, RC Pro-Am, no game like it. Yeah, old school rare. Yeah, let's get...
Anna. Nearest event.
Okay, Setting a route to the next championship event now.
What was that? What was the
At the
remote control
roundabout,
car
take
racing
the third
RC Pro-Am.
exit.
game? Revolt. No, Revolt. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Revolt.
Do you remember Revolt?
What era is Revolt? That is the real question.
I'm trying to remember. I definitely played that on PC. There may have been a Dreamcast
Yeah, that
version,
sounds.
so let's say early 2000s.
I don't think
for
I
that
ever
one.
played Revolt. God, this poor whoever is just hanging out in that poor sedan that you almost just drove off.
They're just like going to the market. You know, they need to buy some tomatoes.
Oh wow, bold
And-
claims.
The story they have to tell to their families when they go home. It's like you wouldn't believe, but this pack of supercars went by and they almost demolished me.
An insane gang of Mercedes, Lamborghinis, and Bentleys really ran me off the road.
This town dreads the day when the Horizon Festival comes to their town.
So wait, did you just restart the race? Is that what happened?
No,
It's a different
this is a
race.
different race. Yeah.
You'd think that people would get tired of all of these flares all over the place too. Can you stop putting road flares in our city streets?
Well, so the flares are interesting because, like, so as I said, you can go off-road, but you can't go so off-road that you miss a checkpoint. You still have to go through certain turns. And I'm about to hit a tree, so I'm just going to back up because trees are bad. As we all know, nature is the one thing that always is indestructible in video games. Fences, sure. Benches, yep.
No,
Trees?
no tree ever goes down.
Never trees.
See, now folks are talking about how awesome F-Zero is, and I don't think you can count like futuristic racing games, Wipeout, F-Zero. I don't think of them in the same way that I think of something like Forza Horizon. I think they go into a different
No, for
category
sure.
entirely.
Though F-Zero GX
Oh, it's
is
amazing.
amazing.
It's amazing.
Why isn't there a new Wii U version?
Good question. Although, man, the F-Zero level that shows up in oh crap! Can I talk about that?
I don't think
The F-Zero level that shows up in nothing. Forever? Oh, this is actually a very good question. Chiking999 says, "Is there split-screen local multiplayer? A rarity these days."
I'm gonna say
that's
no
a
on
shame.
that
That is a shame. Yeah, Single and Lovin' is saying Wipeout is so fun. Bloody, did you play Wipeout HD? The PS3 version they put out about 6 years ago?
one. Yes, and what was the
Yeah,
Fury?
the expansion for it. So good. Oh my god. It kills me that that's the last thing Sony Liverpool ever got to make, but boy, was that a hell of a way to go out.
Oh yeah, that
Just
game's
so
fantastic.
good. Just so good. It's interesting to see
Can't believe I won that. That was such
Yeah,
bad driving.
not your best
Another
work.
win.
You're not allowed to agree with that. You should say, no,
You're
your
so
driving was
good,
fine.
buddy.
It was great.
Oh,
Oh, it's just the
flawless.
best.
Just great. Just the best.
How much time do we have
yeah,
left?
we have plenty of time. We have about 25 minutes.
Oh, cool, because I want to switch to a
Yeah,
Road
definitely.
Championship, but I think I have to finish this one.
Oh, Single and Lovin' It finally brought up San Francisco Rush. It was only a matter of time before somebody brought up San Francisco Rush.
Oh, I think I like that one too. That
great
was,
game.
It was fun.
Almost Mario Kart-esque in the number of like weird shortcuts and acrobatics you could pull off.
So the radio is still not playing, right? Just making sure that it's... You don't hear any music, do you?
Nope. No, I do not.
You can also challenge any driver to a race just by driving behind them and pressing X, which is pretty cool.
You don't just bump them.
Well, I mean, you
Hey,
probably will bump
hey.
it anyway.
Race me.
See, like that turn that I just pulled, that is going to lead to insane avatars.
Yeah, exactly.
Or should I say avatars? Like, if that data is being logged and is being used to recreate other cars in other people's games, that can't be good. It just can't be.
Alright, Spiral Dragon asks a vital question. So is Forza Horizon 2 after Mario Kart 8 but before San Francisco Rush? Alright.
Well, I mean, I consider Mario Kart as post-apocalyptic, so this must be before.
So this is before. All right. So you have to have seen this one episode of Sliders in season 2, and Jerry O'Connell opens up a rift that leads to the world where Ludwig is racing in Forza Horizon 2 right now. At the exact same time that Ludwig is racing in Forza Horizon 2, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks happens. And then
I always forget about
You gotta
that.
remember what's happening at the same time. There's a lot of continuity. 5 years after that, Thrill Kill happens. And then 6 years after that is Barbie Horse Adventures. So, Barbie Horse Adventures technically leads to Mario Kart 8, but Mario Kart 8 is only one alternate timeline that follows Barbie Horse Adventures. Did everybody get that?
None of it.
I didn't get any of that. None of that.
It's still just like the way that Ocarina of Time messes up with
Exactly,
the Mario Kart
Mario-
timeline. That is what always
You
confuses
realize that's
me.
like our entire... Once the Mario Kart 8 DLC with Link comes out, everything's ruined. All
bets
bets
are
are off forever. Once Zelda CDI games become fair game for the Mario Kart 8 timeline.
Oh, so one of the other things that's happening right now is I really like the interface where it uses the like in-world notifications to show you the next lap or checkpoint or destination. Like it's this little, you can see the text in 3D in the world and you're driving toward it. I think it's really, really clever. Man, this race is intense.
The night...
It's just a shame that it's ruining most of Nice.
The night, like the daytime effects...
Pretty sure that's the second time I killed that phone booth.
Just hell with that phone booth. It's an anachronism.
Who uses the payphone anyway? What is that? What is that about?
God,
Oh man, that guy just overtook me.
multiple references in the chat to Sonic R. God, that is digging deep.
Wow. Wow. Remember that game's soundtrack?
Sonic R, like, it's one of those things that...
Did it have Pointer Sisters?
It's probably just like brazen imitations, like how Sonic Adventure had like a crappy Megadeth cover band write the theme song for it.
Right, there was a point where like all the Sonic music was that kind of
Where
stuff.
it was all like butt rock and...
Now you know what game has good butt rock, and that's Metal Gear Rising.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
It has excellent butt
Metal
rock.
Gear Rising Revengeance is if butt rock music was made interactive. Like, it's just... that game is the living embodiment of butt rock.
I think of it as Fruit Ninja fanfiction.
Yo, that reminds me, I have the dog DLC for Revengeance just sitting on my PlayStation 3 and never got end.
Oh man, I'd forgotten about that.
I love Robot Dog. Robot Dog is my favorite part of that game.
I just wish he would say, yes, this is dog when you called him.
Hi, dog. This is Raiden. Raiden's a real punk.
What's the update on the conspiracy? What happened to the president? You finished that game, right?
So
that final boss.
Yeah, that final boss is a party. I think we're outside of the where we have to worry about spoilers for Revengeance. It's been 18 months at this point. But anyway, yes, you do kill a U.S. senator, everybody. The ending was so ridiculous that I thought that Platinum like actually outdid Hideo Kojima. Like,
oh man, that was the worst turn I've ever seen. I need to redo it. I need to redo the whole thing. Wipe it from the records. Undo it from the timeline. Also, every time I reverse in this game, it is creating a new splinter path for the Mario Kart timeline.
yeah.
The path where I hit the curb, the part where I didn't.
It all branches out.
Those are two different timelines. Yeah. Man, this race is intense. Driving in the rain is very tough. Everything is slippery. Don't think I'll be winning this race, but that's okay. This championship is purely for demonstrative purposes.
Alright, you're better than this. Focus, and you can win this next race.
Ojai Weber was asking, did I just hear somebody refer to Megadeth as butt rock? No! It was a butt rock band trying to imitate Megadeth. It's an important distinction.
What's the time, Anthony?
It is 4:42. You've got a little over 15 minutes.
Alright, let me see if I can wrap up this championship. I really want to go do some. I want to do some off-roading. Maybe I can just do that. Anna. Nearest garage. Man, that's far.
Route set to garage.
Let's do it. I'm gonna get an off-road vehicle.
In 100 meters, turn left. Turn left.
Something Mimic does want to know if you can drive a DeLorean in this.
I don't.
The
think
only
there is a
racing
DeLorean.
game I know definitively that you can use a DeLorean in is Burnout Paradise.
In 400 meters, turn left.
God,
Turn left.
it's just even in 720, yeah.
So keep in mind that the game is 1080p.
Well,
It's 1080p, 30 frames a second.
We're broadcasting this at 720 because that is what Twitch plays nicely with.
In 400 meters.
Well, yeah, if you have a
right.
slow connection, you don't want to be buffering through the video. So 720 makes it
Turn right.
accessible. Oops, I missed my turn. Just turning around, spinning my wheels a little bit.
Retta Lola, vote for Mario Kart 8 or Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. Did you play Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed, buddy? It's an interesting
No.
game. It's pretty good. It's a very, very good kart racer. It's a very good kart racer, and for somebody who enjoys Sega ephemera as much as yourself,
Oh yeah, I mean, you know what? I loved Sega Superstars Tennis, or was it Sonic Superstars?
I think it was Sonic Superstars Tennis. Regardless, it's awesome.
I like that game because I could play as Zulala. Oh, tunnels, they're so fun because you can just floor it.
I will say the streets are they seem to have just the right amount of population where there's not too much where you feel like it's unfair and it's going to interrupt your races, and not
Exactly.
too little that it feels just totally devoid of life.
Oops. You'll see the horrible accident. I've just created a new timeline in Mario Kart.
Oh no.
Gotta get to this garage so I can change my car.
So what are your conditions for a restart when you're playing a game? Because I see you are not afraid to use that rewind in this, and I respect that. But at what point in a racing game are you just like, nope, bagging it?
I'm not going to lose any pride over it. I don't know, like it depends on how easy it is to recover from from my accident, I guess. Whether or not I lose too much momentum. Looks like I'm taking this next turn off.
In 400 meters, turn left.
I think that was a Jedi that I just went by.
At first, I think that was a Jedi I just went by, and I was like, Forza Horizon 2 took a weird turn.
In 100 meters, turn left.
Okay. Oh, I'm going towards the fireworks. That's easy. Would help if I...
I like when the leaves, like, poof up as you drive through them. That's a nice
yeah.
touch.
Oh, it's a roving band of drivatars. Have to be careful. They're like the biker gangs in Akira.
It's a roving band of drivatars. Has anybody documented drivatar trolls, where somebody goes out and intentionally drives like a maniac?
That's a good question. I don't know if that... I mean, do they have checks in place to detect whether or not someone is, you know, for real? I don't know.
Xbox O, how did you get Forza? This is a review copy of Forza Horizon 2 that was provided to Joystiq by Microsoft. Our review is up right now, and we'll put that link right in here, actually, so that you can go read Ludwig's deeper thoughts on Forza Horizon 2.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
Spiral Dragon, it's like an early Mad Max, just nicer cars.
Alright, so what are we doing to your ride today?
Alright, so I want to take my trusty... so the new Mustang GT is in this. This is pretty exciting. The only other game that I've seen it in is Need for Speed Rivals. I'm going to take the Ford Raptor, which is a nice off-roading vehicle. And I'm just going to drive wherever I want to.
All night long. Because life is a highway.
I could soup it up and make it drive like a supercar, but...
What is that van in the menu?
There's a van? Oh, it's like just I think it's something that you can unlock through special conditions. Let's head over there. We should go watch the sunrise.
Yeah. That sounds like a lovely way.
No, man, this thing is so much slower than the cars I've been driving up until now. Remember when I was in the nice Veyron? Or the golden Bentley? So I'm just gonna go this way. Gotta watch out for the trees.
In 100 meters, turn
I
right.
love... Alright, so there are the two things that seem to always be the benchmark.
Oh no.
For...
It is safe to do so.
Oh, I made it. Somehow I survived that. You'll see.
Route.
You're going through some woods. And... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
But doesn't that feel like really intense though from that view? It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you're actually kind of selling me on the cockpit view here. Shadow Chaser 36, I think it feels better than Forza 5.
I like this game more than Forza 5. I like Forza 5 a lot, but I like this one more just because of the attitude and the openness. And I just feel way more relaxed when I play this game. I just like driving my car, you know. Well, the sun's about to come up. I have to get through this tunnel before that happens.
Get there.
Gotta go fast, like Sonic.
But Forza Horizon 2 is technically a side story to Sonic R. That is true.
Yes. So this F-150 does not It's not the fastest car in the world. But it's a truck, damn it. It can do anything.
You don't need to rewind in this thing.
See, isn't that a nice view? You'll see once I come out the tunnel.
God, lot of
Drive
differing
through
opinions in the chat on cockpit view versus no cockpit view.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Oh, that's lovely.
I think when you're outside the cockpit view, you have a much wider view
Yeah.
of the road,
Calculating route.
and the environment for sure.
In 200
But
meters, keep
I don't know. I just
right.
feel like I feel closer to the road in the.
The only racing game that I ever committed to like a first-person view to play was Ridge Racer PSP, that launch game.
Mm-hmm.
That
that was a good
remains
game.
one of
In 200
that remains one of the
turn
best reasons
right.
to own a PSP. That game,
Turn right.
and I think unfortunately it's fairly inaccessible
Turn
these
right.
days because it never really got a PSN release in the
right.
U.S.
So there's a golf. Here we go. We found the golf course. I like driving through the golf course.
Wait, are you going to drive through the golf course or through the golf course?
I see what you did there.
Right onto the green.
So, this stuff to me is like really fun with the first person view because your view bounces so much, and like you have the foliage coming up
You
in your
have
field
some
of
wheel
view.
spins available.
Let's see, where should we go?
Donuts, donuts.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Cody Baugh 07 wants to know: are there any mountains in this game? That's actually you don't seem to have gone to any hilly places.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
I would say it's pretty low on the mountains. Like no, I mean you get a lot of valleys and hills, but you can't really drive up to the mountains that you see in the distance.
That was the one of the things that very much impressed me in the beta version of the Crew.
But we can try to drive to this mountain that I see over
Do
here.
it right up into the mountains.
Wait, I think that's a wall.
Right into the wall.
You can take this way. This should be fine. What's the worst? Fence? Pfft, whatever. Oh, this is pretty scary, actually. Okay, it doesn't look like I can get up to this mountain.
Can you destroy this truck is the other question.
I can ruin it to the point where it becomes very difficult to drive, but I don't think I can completely destroy it.
Oh dear God.
Oh man. Oh, trees. Trees bad. Oh, hit a tree.
You are just... I suppose it's a good thing that, they could probably have rendered some golfers on that course, but it's probably a good thing that they...
Yeah, there really aren't that many people standing around or walking around. It's mostly just other cars.
That remains the absolute strangest thing about the Crew. That was the first time I'd ever seen any kind of big open-world racing game that is filled with pedestrians. And the pedestrians are like, "Whoa, excuse me."
I say, how rude.
Spider-Man does not show up in the Crew, everybody.
This is probably ruining my drive avatar.
I see, now that's awesome. Like, is there a drive avatar of somebody just doing donuts in a field?
Just... Anna, what should I do?
You haven't attempted a bucket list challenge for a while.
What did Anna say?
Yes. She's telling me I should try a bucket list. So the bucket list is just little challenges that you can do in the game with specific cars and specific times. It's a good opportunity to just drive through this field to get to it. Wow, there's lots of room here.
I keep waiting for this truck to explode, Ludwig. I'll be pretty honest. Even just watching it has sort of just lulled me into, like, this is a very relaxing game. I have to admit.
You have
Keith
arrived
Toe,
at
I
your
wonder if we can
destination.
play Ridge Racer PSP on PSTV. I wish, man. That would be great. I think it's one of those games that may not ever make it to PSN, unfortunately. If anybody can hear construction noises in the background, I apologize. Those are unavoidable sometimes.
I just fast traveled just because I want to quickly show off another part of the map.
Oh man, that
So you'll
looks
know,
so
like
nice.
its sister on, it looks very different. Should try to find a driver to challenge him to a race. Let's see if I can do that. Dirt roads all over the place here. So I just challenge this guy. Just press the button, and it'll set up a race. Of course, his vehicle is, well, it's faster than mine, so I'm probably not going to win this one.
Turn left. In 100 meters.
I love
turn
the
right.
the car, like the text about the car that shows up on the side. That's really
100
cool.
meters, turn left.
Like saying what this is.
Mm-hmm. Well, he just took a shortcut, and he is way ahead of me. Fair play.
Oh, Gattuso86 says, when you press start, does it give you the option to repair like the demo does? Does that happen? I don't think that I haven't seen that when you've paused, but...
Let's see if I hit start. I can do it through the photo mode, because there's a photo mode in this game. But I'm not seeing a repair option.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Ludwig drives small sedans off the road, we are coming to the end of today's stream. Luddy, you've already given Forza Horizon 2 4 stars. It sounds like you do recommend this game highly. Is this something that, you know, people need to pick up if they're only going to pick up something next week?
So did you see my car just got utterly ruined, by the way, because by that head-on collision? So that is one that I will reverse. So that my car can still make it to the destination at the speed that it was going at. That was a driver overtaking, so you've got to be careful for those guys.
Why I oughta.
In 400 meters.
But yeah, I'm very comfortable recommending this game if you like racing games. It's
Turn right.
it's just so fun. Like it leaves room for you to enjoy all sorts of facets of driving, not just racing.
Man, I really want to play this. I may go and pick up the 360 version. Have you had any time with the 360 version?
No, I have not, but that's developed by Sumo Digital, which is the developer of...
Oh!
Racing Game.
That is very appropriate. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out. Joystiq Streams broadcasts every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m., but we will be broadcasting tomorrow at 4 p.m. as well. We're going to do Disney Infinity 2. Zav D'Amatos, who reviewed Disney Infinity 2 for us, is going to be checking that out. Come by at 4, and come by a little bit before that. We'll probably be doing some pre-show action. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Google+. Just search for Joystiq with a Q. Go read Luddy's review of Forza Horizon 2 that's up on Joystiq right now. And if you've enjoyed listening to us, the podcast will be up tomorrow at probably in the afternoon. Likely in the afternoon. Anyway, we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye.